Yeah, so what I was saying about the casting of Alien, they casted people that look like the roles that they're given. You know, I mean, they look. If you look at all the characters in Alien, they all look like they're casted right. They're not too young. You know, like nowadays they cast too young. It doesn't. I mean, I know they're trying to get a younger audience, but if you look at Alien, and also they're casting great actors for. I guess you could say Alien is a monster movie. It's a monster sci-fi movie, right? It's a creature flick. You know, it's a slasher film. The alien's just killing people throughout the movie, but they cast it and make it like it's a classic film. That's the thing. That's what a lot of movies are not doing now. And yes, they might be entertaining, but the problem is they're not going to stand the test of time unless they take the material seriously. And they got to do all the things they need to do. Like the pacing has to be slower, the casting has to be better. Even if you casting somebody that might not be popular, not everybody who's a great actor should fit they don't fit the role that they fit. You know, sometimes someone might not be a professional actor, but they fit that role. All the characters in Alien fit the role, and they're all pretty top-notch actors. You know, between every single one of them, you know, they're all great, and they all fit the role. So even like if you look at like a lot of movies today, it's a casting style of like models almost, and a lot of them are so young looking. I mean, if you look at Alien Earth, which I am enjoying, don't get me wrong, but if you look at the casting in Alien Earth and the casting in the original Alien movie, it's a night and day difference, you know. And a lot of times these producers want to get a younger audience, but it's just so unbelievable when you're watching the film. You know, not to say that young people can't be in these type of scenarios. I'm not saying that, but you know, sometimes it's just better, I think, when you're watching a movie that's taking itself serious, to watch people that look serious. So, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep on talking about Alien, and I'm talking about the casting. I'm talking about like the way the alien looks. I'm gonna talk about Sigourney Weaver and why she is so great in the film. I'll keep on putting a lot of stuff out so we can get to the bottom of why the original that was filmed in the 70s, late 70s, is still the best film out of every single one. And honestly, I don't think it has to be that way. I think they can make I think they can make a great alien movie. Not to say like a lot of these, I've enjoyed every single one, by the way. I'm not trying to be a snob about this. I had fun with every single one. But my whole thing is why the Alien 1 is so good is because the Ridley Scott was doing this like an actual serious film. It doesn't. If you look at the movie, it doesn't feel like like a fun slasher monster movie. It's filmed like almost like a space odyssey, and that's what they need to do more is film it like they're trying to make a classic film, but with an alien in there. So you get the casting right. You pick adult people who look like they fit the role. You slow down the pacing of the film, and the most important thing, like, and we'll keep on talking about this, is that the alien itself, every single shot of this alien has to be done so well. Like you shouldn't be able to see it that much, and when you do see it, the mystery of it should always be in there. There always should be just cutscenes of maybe a side body part or the. If you watch the original, every time it kills somebody in the film, you're seeing it very fast. Like when the head commander of the ship, when he's in the vents and he gets killed, you see the whole thing when it does the whole hand spread thing, but you're seeing it for like barely a second and everything else is just dark. That whole scene in there could be talked about forever because the pacing of that is all about the acting, because you're seeing, all you're doing in that part is the reactions of the intensity of not knowing where the alien is, but the reactions are on the people's faces, you know? And so the acting has to be good for you to believe it. So I'm going to keep on talking about this. I'll even talk about that. I could talk about that scene forever when the head lieutenant guy gets killed in the vents. That right there works in so many ways. For one, it works because he's in command and he dies. I believe he dies second. And that right there is so important because now the guy that was in control of the crew is gone now. So and that's only in the middle of the movie. So the sense of dread that you feel in that part is really effective. It's called good writing. That's what it is. The writing is so important when it comes to the execution of a movie. It's only 2 hours a movie, hour and a half to 2 hours to sometimes longer. And when you're in that, it's not a show, so you can't afford to make mistakes. A movie is about execution. So I'm going to keep on talking about execution when I talk about these films. Alien is executed so well. And you know what it is? It's very simple stuff. But it's stuff that, like, they could have added more into the Alien. I've seen the Alien special edition. And even though the parts that are in there in the special edition are kind of cool, you can see why they took them out. You know, there needs to be a crew around you that's not necessarily your friend to tell you, especially if you're the director, to let you know when something doesn't work or that something needs to be taken out. Like I said, it's about execution. So executing a movie is really important, especially when you're doing a horror movie. You don't want to have a bunch of stuff in there that can draw the audience out. And if you look at Alien, and I've seen it so many times now, every shot is done with so much care. There's no unnecessary stuff in there. Like when they go to the ship in the beginning and they're walking through the corridors of this unknown ship, every shot is so perfect, but there's nothing there that's explaining this, and there shouldn't be. That's the thing. That's what makes that part so good, is because they don't explain anything. They're not trying to seem smarter than what the movie is. It don't have to be this whole idea that we want to convince the audience that they're watching an intelligent movie is why these movies look stupid a lot of the times. So I'm going to go more into that too, of how movies are are looking more stupid because they think they're smarter. I'll do a separate video on that actually. So yeah, I'm going to continue on a part 4, part 3, it don't matter. We're just going to keep on talking about why Alien is so well done.